Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. Hope you're having a great day. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about the new Shadow Fusion news. So we got to see the new Rusalka, I think yesterday. And we also got some new news on the Shadow Transformation and Shrike in the video today. I do want to kind of warn you guys though, this is going to be a bit more of a sensitive video, I will say. Partially because I'm really pissed off about these changes, and if you're in the Discord or anything like that where you've seen the news happen the past couple of hours, you probably know where this video is going already, right? But real quick though, before we even get into that, I do want to say, for the first time in about like a month and a half, I want to say, I queued a game off stream. Now, I wasn't willingly doing this for the gameplay, right? Because as you guys know, I'm not playing Wiz until they update the game. I'm tired of the meta. Everyone's tired of Bounce Wizards not playing the game and winning, right? But I queued one game and I got this Death Wizard. And just a little FYI, they got gassed. But that is the fastest I've ever logged off and put my energy gear on after the match was done. I wanted nothing to do with it at all. So drop a like rating for this gameplay. I did it for y'all. I didn't want to do it, but I saw a Wiz gameplay, and I can clearly see here on the channel, you guys don't like watching like other games that I play. You just don't. So I went out of my way to get this Wiz gameplay for y'all. So drop a like for that. I had to suffer through this Death Restore matchup for y'all. Anyways, let's get on to the good stuff. So I need to just say it and then talk about my emotions later. That's what I need to do. So Shrike, as we all know, is getting significantly nerfed, right? And it's the point, it's so bad, the new Shrike they showed us. I'll put it on screen if I can find it. But it's like it's a quadruple nerf, I think. You lose Pierce, you lose the Pierce Blade, you lose the damage, and you take more Lash, the new Shrike. Okay, so it's a quadruple nerf the Shrike. So the devs listened to the community when they said, oh, Shrike is a storm spell. And guys, just take a guess what they did with that. Take a guess what they did, okay? So they decided to give Shrike to Storm based on that feedback, right? But they're swapping Shrike and Dark Nova around. In case you don't know, we have seen Dark Nova again. I'll put that on screen for y'all. This spell is absolutely terrible for any school, just any mode, just a garbage spell. No one's packing this, right? Absolute garbage. But instead of just giving this garbage Dark Nova to Storm, they are disrespecting Shrike and putting that on Shrike and being like, hey, Storm Wizards, this is what you want, right? This is Shrike. Like, you were better off just giving us a spell like Dark Nova that wasn't usable in the first place, right? Or just PvP banning Shrike. You didn't have to go the extra mile and disrespect Shrike's name. You didn't have to do that, right? And like, yeah, sure, you can say that, oh, it's haha funny or whatever. But it's like, why, like, we're putting dev time towards trolling at this point? Like, I just, like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. And this Dark Nova, I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty confident that this Dark Nova, or the new Shrike, I guess you will, is what you're going to be fusing the Rusalka with, which is what we're going to talk about in the next point in the video here. I was originally going to make this video yesterday with the Shrike information, y'all, but my schedule's been kind of like all over the place lately, so I apologize. But yes, we do have some new information today, so it's kind of okay that I accidentally waited a day. That's alright. So, the new Rusalka, this card has been changed, like, what, 12 times now, I think? And, you know, the devs, I guess Cam specifically, I think, said that, oh, you guys would really like this new Rusalka. You're gonna really like it, it's really good. Okay? And I didn't believe him because every time they've typed up something in the past, it's been like mid or just like disappointing, right? So I wasn't like going into this like, oh, like, I'm really excited. You know what I mean? I'm done doing that until they can show me they can make good updates for PvP at least, right? So I'm so happy I didn't get my hopes up because this is the garbage they're giving us. Okay, so one is going to be the new like base Rusalka, and the other is going to be the fusion. The base Rusalka, I mean, like, it's okay, whatever, fine, sure. But the fusion one, that's like where the bread and butter, the meat and potatoes, that's where it is, right? The fusion is absolutely freaking terrible. Terrible. Okay, now, the one on the left is the PvE players one. It has like a little red dot. They're working like the no PvP symbol based on feedback because it's too like obstructive and like ugly, so that's fair. But the PvE one, honestly, pretty good. I'll say, I'll say it's pretty good. And the reason I say it's pretty good is because you can just simply enchant the Shrike with the Rusalka, and then you get like a massive damage boost. And if I'm not mistaken, you can also enchant this with an epic, so you'll get like 2200 base damage for 6 pips. So you would have to have a Rusalka, enchant it with Shrike, enchant it with epic in PvE, which yes is more cards, right? But you're probably only going to use more than 7 cards and like a boss fight anyways, right? And you're not going to hardly ever need the spell questing through the game anyways. Like a normal deck is just better. So, I mean, it's a cool option there, and it's definitely effective in PvE, I will say. So that's good for the PvE players. Okay, so let's talk about the PvP one. Okay, so for 6 pips and a shad, you can do 1190 base. Now, I'm pretty sure they said these are going to get up to like tier 5, so that will be more damage, which is pretty cool. Just a little, news here. The only usage the spell will have is the damage bonus, because the utility is terrible, and I'll talk about why. And you'll get plus 3 60% chromatic blades if you have a weakness pact on the opponent. So you look at that and you're like, oh my god, that's really good, right? And with like touch getting nerfed or whatever, that's good, right? This is just a good spell. And then you come to reality with the fact, oh, there's a spell in the game called Impair that can counter this entire spell's usage for like 1 pip, right? What's the point? What's the point, right? This is exactly why spells like Iron Sultan aren't used in the meta that much, because they'll just click brace. Like, no cost to counter it, right? So you're spending a whole shad, and like, yeah, I guess the damage is what you get out of the fusion and not the utility in this case. So I mean, like, that's cool. For 6 pips, this hits way harder than Trathan, so that is a positive. But we'll get into the negative of that in a second here. But it's just the fact that you have to do so much work just to get countered by every single school with 1 pip. Just 1 single impair. It's terrible. Maybe if this wasn't a shot or whatever, it could see some usage, because then like you could like maybe spam it or whatever, and like Dark Surge to like, actually keep pressure. Kind of similar to catch spam right now, right? If they impair the blades, you just catch again. But with this, you can only do it once, and sometimes maybe twice, but then they can just impair twice anyways, right? So, really, really a bad spell. Now, I want to get into the how you use this spell, right? Because this will also prove my point. But basically, you have to take the base Rusalka, right? And then you're going to fuse that with what I believe is the new Shrike. I'm pretty sure it's the new Shrike, or like the Dark Nova, whatever, right? And that spell is fucking terrible. Now, in case you guys don't know about fusions, if you're sleeping under a rock, you don't understand what's a viable fusion and what's not. I like to call it the Pyre Dragon effect, right? So the best fusion in the game, Pyre Dragon, right? On a death, you're already packing Skeletal Dragon, you're already packing Elephant, so you get a free fusion, which is Pyre Dragon, and that fused card is like the best in the game, just insane, uncontested, right? But for other schools, like the Rusalka here, you'll take like a mid spell, like the new Rusalka kind of, and then a bad spell, like the Shadow Creature or the Shadow Shrike, Shadow Nova, whatever you want to call it, this update, right? You're not going to pack that bad spell, so you're never going to get the fused spell, right? Because why would I pack a dog shit spell, right? You'd only pack a dog shit spell if the actual fused spell was like insanely good, kind of similar to Pyre Dragon in a way. But yeah, effectively you have to pack a mid spell, which is the new Rusalka, a bad spell, which is the new Shrike. Then you have to find that and fuse it together, and then send it, and then have it be countered for 1 pip by any school the following turn. A whole shad, mind you, a fusion and a shad. It's so funny. It's like I said, it's the same thing with the Aura Shad. The only usage here, y'all, probably in both advanced content, I want to say, and like PvP, is going to be the fact you're going to fuse them together. So you get the extra like almost 300 damage compared to Triton for the same amount of pips, right? That would be the only usage this would ever have. And that's the fusion bonus you get for like enchanting cards in PvP, in case you just don't know the terms. So, yeah, I mean, I would love to use this spell, like 1200 damage for 6 pips or whatever, and replace that with Triton, but I don't know, is it really good enough to warrant packing a dog shit spell like the new Shrike? Probably not. We already have a bunch of other junk in the deck we have to pack. Deck space has not increased. We've been asking for that for years. Yeah, I mean, just looking worse and worse for Storm. I think Storm might actually be worse than Mythos updates, which I didn't think it would fall that hard off, you know? But it is what it is. Let me know your thoughts and feedback in the comments below. Y'all, what do you think about this? Again, the PvP Rusalka, terrible. The base one, I mean, like, it's mid, okay, whatever. PvE Rusalka, I think it's cool. Again, it is really good, like, numerically when you look at it, right? And you don't have to pack it in PvE, but if you want to, you can, and it's a good card. So I think that's a good balance for the PvE players, in my opinion. And then as for the the Shrike disrespect, I am not for that at all. I mean, like, again, spells like Insane Bolt 2, or like taking fan favorite spells and just butchering them and disrespecting them that just doesn't sit right with me. That just doesn't sit right with me. And you know, it's really odd because I've been playing a lot of other games on my Wiz hiatus, and it's like those games I don't have a platform for, and I don't obviously have the chance to talk to the devs like I do now with Wiz, and it's just I feel listened to on the games where I don't have a platform or a voice, which is really odd. But I have a platform, I have a voice, we have the Wiz community here, and it's like 80% of the time the things we ask for don't make it in until like 2 or 3 years later, it feels like. So like, I don't know, man. That's just how I'm feeling about this, and, you know, reporting on the news as usual. I hope to see you guys on the next one again. Leave a like if you haven't already. I'd appreciate it. Take care, and goodbye.